Leaders from Scottsbluff County convened today to update residents on all the big happenings of the year at the annual State of the Valley Luncheon. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, the mayors of Scottsbluff, Gering, and Terrytown, as well as County Commissioner Ken Meyer, talked about all of the accolades that their respective communities had going on today at the Hampton Inn & Suites for the annual State of the Valley Luncheon. The big talking points? Local infrastructure projects. Terrytown Mayor Kent Greenwald says upgrades at the Carpenter Center and the second phase of their water project top their list, while Commissioner Ken Meyer says repairs to county roads and bridges, as well as that $5 million jail expansion project, were crowning moments for 2018. Gering Mayor Tony Kaufman says they continue to invest into street repairs, the water and electric departments, and of course the Pioneers Ballpark at Oregon Trail Stadium. And looking at Scottsbluff State of the Valley, Mayor Randy Meininger said that the ongoing 42nd Street project and the Monument Pathways project were big accolades for the year.
You know, we're really striving to connect the entire city, make it walkable, and we want to make create a safe community through our infrastructure, that place where people want to continue to come, people want to live here, and of course that attracts businesses when we do that. So
this State of the Valley luncheon was bittersweet for both Meininger and Greenwald, as well as it marks their last years at mayors, as they both decided not to seek re-election. Well, Scottsbluff Public Schools have welcomed 4 new members into the AmeriCorps program during a swearing-in ceremony this week. Max Mason, Isaiah Wilson, Maria Rios, and Liliana Duarte officially joined the service program upon taking an oath given by Scottsbluff County Judge James Warden at the Scottsbluff High School boardroom on Tuesday afternoon. A grant through AmeriCorps helps the school district add volunteers into classrooms who assist with interventions, mentoring, and providing one-on-one to help struggling students or those needing extra attention. New AmeriCorps member Maria Rios says she was inspired to get involved by her son.
And I know it was hard for him. He was a premature baby, and he has some learning disabilities, and I know his struggles, so I want to do something for my community, if I can help another child. Because he's already a senior this year. He'll be graduating, so that drew me to that.
Each AmeriCorps member receives a monthly stipend and will also be eligible for a Siegel Education Award once they have completed the AmeriCorps program. The Siegel Award can be used to pay for college for the service member or their immediate family. And it was announced today that 2 employees at Eastern Wyoming College's Torrington campus have been placed on administrative leave. A release from EWC says that the move stems from serious allegations within the Student Services Department. College officials say the employees will be on administrative leave for 10 days while they conduct an internal investigation into the allegations. EWC would not provide further information regarding the circumstances surrounding the case, citing college policy. Well, coming up after the break, Bill Boyer will be in with your midweek weather forecast. He'll break down the latest forecast models right after this on KNEB.TV News.
At Platte Valley Bank, we understand that you have a busy life, and that means you don't always have time to come to the bank. That's why we offer user-friendly online and mobile banking with features such as iPay, recurring transfers, and mobile deposit. So you can bank how you want, when you want to. Whether you prefer to bank in person, over the phone, or online, Platte Valley Bank makes it easy to take care of your finances.
My big secret for designing a quality kitchen on a budget is J&K Cabinetry. They have all the great standard features that my clients love. Solid wood doors and frames, soft close doors and drawers, dovetail joinery. The quality is amazing. J&K Cabinetry has 17 beautiful locations, sells directly to designers, contractors, and dealers, and provides plenty of options for a semi-custom look. But the most important thing is having a satisfied client and just seeing how much they love their kitchen. J&K Cabinetry, a new kitchen around you.
ZM Lumber in Scottsbluff, your local headquarters for J&K Cabinetry.
How did Arby's finally make the turkey sandwich exciting? We deep fried it. Just the turkey part, not the whole sandwich. For now.
Arby's, we have the meats.
For sandwiches.
This is KNEB.TV weather from the Arby's Weather Center. Arby's, we have the meats.
Well, we're looking pretty good out there as we go through the evening hours. 55 by 7 o'clock. We'll fall into the 40s by early tomorrow morning. Another fairly mild night out there. Short-term weather can be summed up simply: nice. And by short-term, we're talking clear through probably Monday of next week, right on through the weekend. Warmest day looks to be Monday. Then big changes come Tuesday, rain and snow possible just in time for Halloween. 65 yesterday and 39 the low temperature. Looks like we had nothing in the rain gauge again. A trace through midnight. We had some this morning on some of the radar and satellite pictures out there. Tomorrow, getting on the bus, about 42 degrees. Not bad at all as you head off to school. A little cool, but this time of year, that's looking pretty good. And then as you come back home, get off the bus, they're going to be partly cloudy, mild, 68 for a temperature. And as you're heading to Lincoln Saturday, no complaints in the football weather, 66 and sunshine for Bethune-Cookman. That is an 11 a.m. Central Time kick. 52 right now in North Platte. We've got some rain here in this area, keeping things much cooler. 45 in Goodland. So those low 50s, Sydney over to Oshkosh, but we're in the 60s. Upper 60s to near 70 at that from Wheatland over to Scottsbluff. So milder conditions where we've had a little more sunshine in here today. Forecast then, our Futurecast has those showers right here in the southern panhandle, southeastern panhandle, into areas closer to North Platte. They will kind of try to get a little better organized and then push off to the south and east tonight. Overnight, we're going to be clearing here across the area. Low temperatures going to fall into the upper 30s to near 40 degrees. A sunnier start to the day tomorrow. That cloud shield pushes away from us. We're going to have a few afternoon clouds try to work their way in. Not going to see much in the way of precip, some northwesterly breezes, really keeping things fairly dry. Can't rule out an isolated hit or miss sprinkle late tomorrow, but we'll clear off again as we go into Friday. And Friday looking very nice as well. Tomorrow not bad at all, upper 60s to near 70 out here, near to slightly above normal temperatures. So tonight, partly cloudy. We're going to get down to 41 for a low. Tomorrow, dealing with sunshine out there, 70 degrees. Northwesterly breeze is going to make it feel a touch cooler, 10 to 20 miles an hour. And our 7-day forecast looks great as we start the weekend. Friday, Saturday, we're in the near 70 degree range. Cool off a little bit as a little front comes through late Saturday into Sunday. We'll be around 60. Monday looks the warmest day by far. We'll be in the 70s. Then it looks like Tuesday bringing in some showers, mixing with some snow showers possible overnight into Wednesday morning. I think most of the activity in terms of precip on Halloween should be in the morning. Highs only near 50 though. So a cooler start to Tuesday, Wednesday, and certainly a cooler trick-or-treat forecast appears to be in store.
How did Arby's finally make the turkey sandwich exciting? We deep fried it. Just the turkey part, not the whole sandwich. For now.
Arby's, we have the meats.
For sandwiches.
Care Heilbrunn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbrunn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Who is Hydrotex? Hydrotex manufactures and distributes high-performance lubricants and fuel improvers. We've been helping customers improve their operations for over 80 years with products made in the USA. We sell directly to customers and cut out the middleman and offer excellent service and value. Our products last longer and work better so that you spend less time maintaining equipment and more time making money. Whether you're in a factory, farm, fleet, or food processing facility, Hydrotex can help you. Visit hydrotexoil.com or call 308-635-8162.
The leaves are turning and the temperatures are cooling, so it's time to come harvest the deals at the Viera Wireless Fall Savings Sale. Right now, get your family high-speed, truly unlimited mobile data for just $35 per line with 4 lines. Prices have never been lower for unlimited data. Plus, trade in your current phone and get up to $500 off the latest iPhone and Samsung models. Those are incredible savings on the most popular and advanced smartphones. Don't miss out on our fall savings sale. Hurry into Viero today.
Welcome back. The man behind the Oregon Trail wagon train and spearheading efforts to get Chimney Rock on the Nebraska State Quarter has passed away. Gordon Howard died on Monday at the age of 85. Former Bayard Mayor Paul Leesburg says Howard was an ambassador for the region and was always a wonderful person to be around. Gering Convention and Visitors Bureau Executive Director Carla Eden Streaks adds that Gordon Howard was an icon in the local tourism world and truly represented everything good and great about the tourism industry. Well, Lotto Mania is over as a $1.6 billion Mega Millions ticket was sold in South Carolina. Here in Nebraska, a few big paydays stemming from last night's drawing. The largest winning ticket was sold in Ogallala, where the ticket purchaser matched 4 of the 5 white balls plus the Mega Millions ball. That player ponied up the extra dollar, so their $10,000 prize was multiplied by 3, netting a $30,000 payday. 3 $10,000 tickets were also sold in Nebraska, in Lincoln, Norfolk, and Denton. And Union Pacific will lay off 475 railroad workers and eliminate an additional 200 contract jobs by the end of the year to further reduce its expenses. The Omaha-based railroad announced the layoffs on Tuesday, and UP officials said more job cuts are likely over the next 2 years. This news comes just weeks after it was announced that the South Morrill Locomotive Repair Shop will be closing in early 2019. Well, coming up after the break, the Huskers notched the first win of the season, and KARVN Sports Director Jason Jorgensen catches up with Sean Callahan of Husker Online to recap what went right and if Nebraska can keep that momentum going.
Exceptional care, right here at home. That's the mission of Morrill County Community Hospital. Morrill County Community Hospital is a 20-bed critical access hospital that owns and operates clinics throughout Bridgeport, including specialty outreach clinics and Morrill County Home Health Clinic, as well as Chimney Rock Medical Center, located in Bayard. Our dedicated team is committed to you and our community every time at Morrill County Community Hospital, Bridgeport, Nebraska.
Last school year, 17 students were honored as the Platte Valley Company's Star Student of the Week. Kids from Scottsbluff, Gering, Bridgeport, Bayard, Mitchell, and Banner County received winning nominations, and with the new school year underway, it's once again time for the public to nominate deserving K-12 students to be the next Star Student of the Week. How do you get your nomination in? Just go to pvbank.com, fill out the nomination form, and watch KNEB.TV News every Friday during the school year to see if your Star Student was selected.
Well, today we're here to talk Husker football again with Sean Callahan, the publisher of HuskerOnline.com, as we have a Husker win to talk about as Nebraska was successful last week at home against Minnesota. Sean, thanks a lot for the time.
Yeah, it's fun to finally talk about a win. I was beginning to think that us doing this each week began jinxing it because it got to be pretty interesting the last several weeks trying to figure out what we were going to say on these deals.
Yeah, that's for sure. Let's look back at Saturday. That game really had a little bit of everything, but in the end, the Huskers did enough things right to eventually pull away from the Gophers.
Yeah, I think we finally all saw it come together, particularly with the offense and the penalties. The lack of penalties was a big part of it. I mean, a lot of games, every drive, Nebraska would get a 10 to 15-yard penalty, so that just adds that much more on top of maybe bad field position they were getting. And they didn't have great field position Saturday against Minnesota, but they didn't have the penalties, and they were able to finish drives with touchdowns. And I thought that was a big part of it. Adrian Martinez going 25 of 29, 2 running backs over 100 yards on the ground. On top of Martinez, It was the first time since the Washington game, Jason, in 2010, Nebraska's had 3 ball carriers go over 100 yards on the ground. So we saw it all clicking. The defense, left some things out there. This team still lacks a pass rush. They still don't really have a big-time playmaker on the defense that can carry that unit. But they played a collectively good game. They stopped the run, but the pass defense definitely was an issue. And I think the lack of pass rush is as big of a factor as anything right now. But nonetheless, it was a good enough performance to get it done by the defense and get that first win for Scott Frost.
Let's talk about Adrian Martinez. Of course, there was a ton of hype about him coming in, but boy, ever since the injury, I would have to say that this guy's been better than advertised.
Oh, man, yeah. I don't think you could have drawn up a better true freshman year than what we're seeing, and really for any freshman quarterbacks out there. I mean, this is as good as you're going to see. The completion percentage right now is almost 67%, and we're talking about a true freshman. And you compare that to guys like Tanner Lee, Tommy Armstrong, other quarterbacks at Nebraska. None of them were even in that same stratosphere as what we're seeing from the completion percentage. So that's what jumps out to me. And you can't just take away one thing from him and expect the other not to be as good. He's equally as good of a runner as he is a thrower. And I think that's what impresses me on top of his maturity. He just doesn't act like a true freshman. He's more mature now than, I could argue more mature on the field and even off the field than Tommy Armstrong was, as far as just how he carries himself and the demeanor and the composure that he has on the football field. He just is a cool customer, which makes it even more unique.
It was announced this week that a handful of other guys received black shirts. What do you think that kind of means for the defense?
Well, they were waiting kind of for the right moment, getting a win, and here we are in almost November now, late October, and they finally got that first win, and it was the perfect time to reward the rest of the starters. So Khalil and Carlos Davis got one today, as did Trey Neal and Lamar Jackson. Now, Ben Stilley was also given a black shirt. He chose not to take his black shirt this week, kind of a statement that maybe he doesn't feel like he's played up to that level yet. But I think it's just a statement like, what, these guys have done a lot of good work. They need to be rewarded for that. They played really well the week before against Northwestern. I think if they would have beat Northwestern, the black shirts would have came out before the Minnesota game. But nonetheless, they got a win, and they handed them out here before Bethune-Cookman.
Today we're joined by Sean Callahan, the publisher of HuskerOnline.com, as we preview the Nebraska matchup with Bethune-Cookman. Okay, Sean, the Huskers have a win now under their belt. Looking forward, what's kind of a realistic finish here for these guys to finish out the year?
Well, I think there's 5 games left, and there's 2 that you have to kind of assume that you would think they could get for sure, and that's Illinois and Bethune-Cookman. I think Iowa and Iowa, they're going to be underdogs in, but I still think that's a very winnable game if they play offensively like we've seen them play offensively. I think the Michigan State game's a real wild card. It's at home. Northwestern beat Michigan State. I think it's all how disciplined Nebraska plays, but that's a game they can win. I think the Ohio State game, even though the Buckeyes just lost to Purdue, that might be a deal where Nebraska's going to get them at the wrong time. They're coming off a bye week and a loss. So the one break they did get, though, is that game in Columbus will be an 11 a.m. Central Time kickoff, which that's the first time ever Nebraska's played Ohio State, and it hasn't been a night game. And let me tell you, that is not an easy place to play at night. So that is a break for Nebraska. But yeah, I think they could get 3 or 4 more wins of these final 5 games. I mean, that's not out of the question. I feel pretty safe saying they can get to 3, and 4 to me is not out of the question.
What are we going to see this week from Bethune-Cookman? Of course, this game was added late to make up for the game that didn't happen with Akron. Do they have any kind of material that could give Nebraska any kind of trouble?
Well, if they were bringing their marching band, maybe. That unfortunately, their 300-person marching band that won like the best of the best band competition will not be traveling because that $800,000 check, they don't want to blow a big chunk of that on taking the band. We had a story on Husker Online. Bethune-Cookman's in some major financial problems, so they need this money for this game. But they're a team that will run a spread. They're 4-4 on the year. Lower level, obviously. So This is a game where if Nebraska goes out and just takes care of business and executes, they should win by 28 to 35 plus points. And that's what it needs to be. You want this to be another opportunity for Nebraska to go out on the field, get better, and take a step forward.
All right, we'll see if it happens on Saturday. Sean, as always, thanks a lot for the time.
Thanks, Jason.
And that was Sean Callahan, the publisher of HuskerOnline.com. I'm Jason Jorgensen.
There's a place where folks still play with fire. The common ground between backyard barbecue heroes and professional chefs. This is where friendships are forged, fire and flavor come together, and new techniques are perfected. Here in Big Green Egg Country, cooking is still treated as an art form. And since the most versatile grill you'll ever own comes with a lifetime warranty, you'll always have the ultimate cooking experience.
Visit the experts at Paul Reed Construction, your authorized Big Green Egg dealer.
It's a friendly town, that's for sure. Not too big, not too small. Seems like everybody knows your name.
We stick together through thick and thin. That's the way it's always been. 'Cause where we live is still our claim to fame. We love this town, this grand old town. There's not another town like this around. We've got it all right here in our own backyard. We love this town. We love this town. We love this town.
Well, let's take That's a look at today's community calendar, brought to you by First State Bank, honoring those who give back. Nominate your community champion at fsbcentral.com.
The kids need to run off some energy after school or too cold to play outside? Bring them to Planet Bounce at the Monument Mall. With many bounce houses, a concession stand, and the largest redemption arcade around, Planet Bounce has hours of fun. Call today to schedule your birthday party, or ask Ron about renting a bounce house for your party, office party, or corporate event. Open Wednesday through Sunday, Planet Bounce Family Fun Center at the Monument Mall.
Local lending. We're here for you from start to finish. Keeping money in our economy. Supporting local jobs. Giving back to our community. Investing in entrepreneurship. Making our quiet towns a destination. At Platte Valley Bank, we support local because we are local.
And finally tonight, one local church is getting a facelift in order to showcase one of its best assets. St. Francis Episcopal Church in Scottsbluff is working on making a new, more open impression from the street. Father Mark Selvey says the upgrades are two-tiered, the first being the church needing to create some new space.
Second of all, we were looking at our campus here and we said, gee whiz, people driving by don't get to see the best part of our church. The most beautiful, inviting part of our church is this great courtyard and these lovely windows. And we couldn't see out and people couldn't see in. And so we decided, well, let's take that wall down and let's put up a fence where people can't fall in, but they can see through. And then people will understand that this is a beautiful little place.
Father Selvey said work began this week and will be implemented in 2 phases by Anderson Shaw Construction, with the final phase, an extension of the church's 20th Street entrance, to begin after Christmas. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you here next time.